Welcome to this week's episode of Odd News Weekly, where we find the craziest news to give you from all over the internet. This week we have hundreds of mysterious Amazon packages appearing, crazy fights at golf courses with professional athletes, renting grandmas, and more. So get yourself a snack, a drink, make yourselves comfortable, and hope you enjoy the show. Let's start with story number 1. Woman gets shipped hundreds of packages, but she doesn't know where they're from. Imagine waking up every day, noticing piles of boxes showing up each day in front of your house, and having to live with this. It sounds like a nightmare. Well, this is this woman's reality, and apparently, an Amazon seller set this woman's address as their return address for all of their products, so that's where all the mysterious boxes came from. But get this, it's been more than a year since all of this started, and with all the complaints she'd made to Amazon, she's luckily been compensated with a $100 gift card. Thanks, Bezos.
Yay.
Nice.
And apparently Amazon said that it's apparently her responsibility to get rid of all these boxes, maybe shipping or donating them if she could. Why is it her job? It's not even her fault. Real nice, Bezos. You're a nice guy. But yeah, after ABC got a hold of this story, they got in touch with Amazon and now the problem's fixed. All it takes for a huge company to finally do something right is for another huge company to step in. 2025, am I right?
Bruh.
Ooh, that's got me really mad. We can't win these days. But not as mad as the former NHL player who got into a fight at a golf course, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, story number 2. Man rides a world record 1,450 feet while on fire. This story already deserves the Odd News Weekly Why Would You Do That award of 2025. Because, why would you do that? But French daredevil Jonathan Varro decided to take on this world record, and he succeeded. But this isn't his first world record that involves fire. Apparently, well, let me see if I got this right. He's earned records for fastest full-body burn sprint without oxygen, and longest full-body burn without oxygen.
Bruh.
Huh? Okay, guess what? You'll never guess what his job is. You'll never guess. He's a firefighter. I think he might be the worst firefighter of all time. He's not fighting the fire at all. He's accepting the fire. He's putting the fire on his body. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fight the fire, sir. But, I guess he could do it safely. And it's pretty impressive that he got 1,400 feet while on fire. So that's something to say, I guess. But, why would you even do that? Why? But congrats, Mr. World Record holder. Nice. Number 3. Wind turbine delivery gets stuck between 2 houses. Yup, you heard that right. A wind turbine was being delivered in Pittsburgh and got stuck between 2 houses while driving down the street. That's right, completely stuck between 2 houses. I mean, maybe the driver estimated his route wrong, but hear me out. Houses? How could a wind turbine get stuck between 2 houses? And that's when I realized these things are big. Look at the size of these things. I mean, at first when I heard the story, I thought it was just, okay, well, it's just a little thing. It got stuck between houses? How could it get stuck between houses? It's a truck. But if you look at the size of this thing, look at it compared to the Statue of Liberty. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, now you know what? Now I think it's all the driver's fault. Because why would you go through a suburban area when you're carrying something this size? This is like delivering a building. It's too big. Why would you pass there? This is way too massive, sir. But yeah, that's a crazy story. Now I really appreciate those things. I thought they were just kind of big. They just look like fans, you know? But they're big. Anyway, that's a crazy story, and man, did it really make me think about how bad I am at estimating size.
That's what she said.
Just kidding. Anyway, the more you know. Or that's what she said joke still funny in 2025? I don't know. Anyway, story number 4. In this episode of Asia is Living in 2050, this Chinese construction site is cleaner and less noisy because of a huge balloon. Okay, we all know that living in big cities means dealing with lots of construction projects. And that comes with noise, lots of pollution, dust, lots of people. It's a mess. But China seems to be way ahead of everyone else because they completely isolated this one construction site using a massive balloon that covers the entire thing. And it reaches 50 meters tall and covers 20,000 square meters of area. And that's a big balloon. That's crazy. How would you even think of a solution like this? Bro, I can't believe this construction stuff, man. There's always construction. There's so much noise, there's so much pollution, the dust, the traffic it causes. I hate construction, man. We gotta find a way to fix this. Yeah, I don't know, I've been thinking about how to fix it, but I don't think there's any way to fix the construction problems. Yeah, you'd have to, like, cover the whole thing in some kind of balloon or something. But no, that's dumb. But yeah, if this catches on, we could really isolate all these construction projects, and living in a city would be much, much better. Except there's gonna be a massive white dome that's just really big and massive and white. And unnatural looking, like you're just walking in your neighborhood and you see a large white dome. Weird, but better than noise and better than dust and better than pollution, I guess. Oh well, good job, China. Which brings us to number 5. Missing backpacker in Australia gets found after 2 weeks, covered in bites. Carolina Wilga was found in the Australian wilderness 2 weeks after going missing. And what's crazy is, temperatures in this region reach 0 degrees at night, which is crazy because she survived, which means she must have survived through some kind of miracle. But honestly, when I saw this article right here, it says she was bite ravaged. What? Bitten by what? You know, this is the Australian wilderness, so when I read bites, I'm thinking dingoes, tarantulas, snakes. You know, Australia, they got the craziest stuff over there. But no, they meant mosquitoes. So it's not crazy, it's not like they tore her flesh up, but she got bitten a couple times with mosquitoes, which isn't fun either, that's not good. And you can contract some diseases from mosquitoes, so that's not safe either, but it's a lot better than wolves. It's a lot better than wolves. Still, it's an interesting story of survival. We still don't know a lot of the details, but thinking about how she survived 12 days alone in the wilderness with 0-degree temperatures at night, covered in bites, her story must be amazing. I have no idea how she could have made it out alive. I definitely would have died immediately. I can't survive. No. You take me away from the internet, I'll start shriveling like a raisin. I can't do it. So, great job, Carolina. You survived, and hope you get better soon. Which brings us to our next story, and it's not that nice. Actually, it makes me mad. Because this AI-generated video was fake, but every word of it was stolen from a real creator. In this episode of Why AI is Ruining Everything, there's a new way that people are using AI to steal content from real creators. Yup, the video at the bottom is the AI-generated video, taking words from the creator above, and using an AI-generated voice to sound completely different. This just really makes me mad. This really makes me mad. Ah! You know, I'm in the content creation industry. This is what I do for a living. You're watching my video, and just when you thought, well, okay, AI people are using AI to write scripts, so whatever. But no, they're not just using it to write scripts. They're taking actual people's hard work and using that as a script for their own AI-generated videos. That's crazy. You're stealing. That's not good. That's not good, sir. No, no more. I've had enough. I've had enough of these content creators. I've had enough of these AI creators. I've had enough. Okay, I'm calm. I can keep doing my job. Now, it may seem impossible to figure out what's actually AI or not AI these days, but this university professor said it's important to look at the account as a whole, because these accounts steal content from lots of different places. That means their voice and their personality changes all the time too. So keep an eye out for that. And no more tolerating this AI content. No more. No more. But really, back in the day, I thought AI would like do my dishes and do my chores so that I can do something fun and creative or work on something. But no, turns out it started doing the fun thing and the creative thing and taking my job, and I'm still here, stuck doing dishes. That's not fair. That's not fair. Am I gonna be out of a job? I don't know. Anyway, story number 7. This next story is gonna cheer me up because it's kind of funny. This sports star shared a selfie of him pretending to have cancer with an iPhone cable up his nose. I know, crazy headline to hear out loud. But DJ Carey, one of Ireland's most famous athletes, attempted the scam to try to get money for his fake cancer treatment. And just look at the pictures, look at the pictures. Yeah, I don't know if this guy is the sharpest guy, because it's clearly not medical equipment. That's clearly an iPhone cable. Everyone has one at home. How would you think that the outside of that could be believable? But apparently, Carey has been doing this from 2014 to 2022, 8 whole years of scamming people, and recently, he pleaded guilty to 10 to 21 charges of fraud and deception. So it didn't really go well for him. And I know, it's very clear in the picture, but I'm sure some people would still get fooled if they were fans. And like, if LeBron James sent me a picture of him needing money for cancer, well, it's LeBron James, that's my guy. Except I still wouldn't donate because he's like a billionaire and he doesn't get sick because that's LeBron James. But yeah, you know what? There's just too many scams going on all the time. This has to stop. And people, zoom into pictures, okay? It was clearly not medical equipment, that was an iPhone charging cable. Which brings us to number 8. Angry golfer picks a fight with a former NHL player. Well, getting drunk on a golf course sounds like a fun Saturday afternoon, but if you have some anger issues, you might end up like this guy who tried to fight the former NHL player Nick Tarnasky. I mean, I don't know how this whole thing started, but Nick Tarnasky does look like an intimidating guy. I wouldn't go up to him if I were you. And why'd you have to pick an NHL guy? Those guys fight for a living. Have you seen them play? The whole sport is practically fighting. It's like UFC on ice. But oh well, he learned his lesson. Because he got tossed around. Maybe his anger went away real quick after he rolled down that hill. But yeah, remember guys, if you have anger issues, stay at home, I guess, and don't fight NHL guys. Not a good idea. Story number 9. Did you know you can rent a grandma in Japan? Now, I'm not sure if you've heard of rental services in Japan, but they're pretty popular. You can rent a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or even a grandma. And apparently it's really helping these older ladies get an income as living costs in Tokyo get more expensive. Japan is living in 2050 in a lot of ways, but I didn't think that grandmas would be needing a lot of jobs. But yeah, you can book these grandmas for like $20 an hour, and they can help you with teaching you how to cook, all the way to breaking up with your partner. That's crazy. What is going on here? Yes. Okay, it's not working out, and it's not you, it's me, and I'm breaking up with you. I'm breaking up with you. Nani? Okay, kid? Okay, good. Anyway, I'm glad to see grandmas getting their bag. But it sucks to know that they still need jobs even in this age. Living in 2025, I guess. And for the last crazy story of the day, Canada has a magical shrinking grain mill. So there's a grain mill in Ontario, Canada, that apparently shrinks as you get closer and closer to it. I mean, just have a look. It's crazy how much the size actually changes when you get closer to it. Witchcraft! It's gotta be witchcraft. But after some research, this optical illusion could be caused by a change of perspective. When the trees are still there to frame the image, the mill looks larger. But as soon as the view opens up and the trees go away, the mill looks a lot smaller compared to the wide bay that it's around. So looks like it's not witchcraft after all. But even if you know how it works, it's still crazy to see the difference of the size when you get closer. I mean, you can explain it all day to me, but it still looks crazy. It still looks like witchcraft. It's just really crazy to me how much the size actually changes. That's what she said. Is that funny? Is that funny in 2025? I don't know. Maybe it's not anymore. Editor, cut that out. Anyway, that'll do it for this week's craziest stories. We had some real crazy ones this week. So make sure you let us know the craziest stories that you guys have heard of from this week, and make sure you put it down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys. So see you around, and remember folks, stay odd. Bye!